Man, after what seems like since the GameCube, really, it feels good to say Nintendo finally has a home console that seems legit. And I'm not trying to be mean, but for a long time, let's be real, Nintendo has felt like an alternative platform to mostly play your Nintendo games, but damn, is the Switch looking to break that theme come this holiday. So we recently had a lengthy Nintendo Direct. There was some 3DS stuff, I'll address it. Minecraft is getting its, 5,000th release now? But the main event was the Switch, and Nintendo really laid it down. If there was a message, it was that come Christmas time, there will be something for everyone on the Switch. We got confirmation that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 will make it by year's end with a firm December 1st release date. I stated when the game was first claimed to be a 2017 game during the Switch reveal event, and I'm still saying it now. I'll believe it when the game is actually in my hands. Until then, I reserve the right to remain skeptical on its release until that point. There was Fire Emblem Warrior. You know what? Okay, let's just skip to Doom. Nintendo, the kiddie console, where the baby games roam. Well, one of the most violent recent AAA titles is coming to the Switch this holiday as well. We also, perhaps even more impressively, got confirmation that the upcoming Wolfenstein 2 is also making its way to the Switch, but, not till 2018, and I really want to focus on the time between now and the end of the year here. So sure, this could fall into the port category that you all know I'm not fond of, but this is a game from last year, a major hit from last year for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It's not another Wii U port all the Nintendo fans played already, and not some 5 or 6 year old Xbox 360 or PS3 game. Granted, we're going to address some of those on this video too. It's a game that's relevant today, that's violent, and it's a first-person shooter. This game checks a lot of the boxes in areas that the Switch is currently lacking in terms of software. And these are going to be some fairly demanding games for the little system. It'll be interesting to see how they get them running and, more importantly, how they perform. This also shows a high level of commitment from Bethesda. As for these games to be confirmed now, before Skyrim even launches, they must either have a ton of faith in the system, or there was a lot of schmoozing going on Nintendo's side. Either way, it's nice to have them on board, and with Wolfenstein 2 already confirmed, fans of these games have something to play on the Switch even into the future. And that's really the point of this video. In my opinion, in the Switch's first year, Nintendo has done a fantastic job of making sure there really is something for everyone to play. A better job than they've done on any of their more recent home consoles, honestly. Like seriously, 1 year, let's start from the beginning, looking only at the major releases. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, a for sure Game of the Year contender. Not a bad way to start off a new system. Mario Kart 8, Splatoon 2, ARMS, all scratching that online-ish while fulfilling roles in their own genre, racing, shooters, fighters. The Mario plus Rabbids team-up has brought the tactics genre to the platform. Sure, it's no Fire Emblem, not even an XCOM, in my opinion, but the game is still really good, and more importantly, fun. We've got Pokken Tournament, another fighter, granted, another port, but again, I'm fine when they're there to pad out the number of releases. Like, ARMS is a totally new fighting game, so, this is another fighting game. It's not like it's the only one you have. And as we get into the holidays, we're just getting slammed with varying releases. Skyrim, LA Noire, Doom, Fire Emblem Warriors, Xenoblade. There's all the 2K stuff, NBA, WWE, FIFA is going to be on here. I think FIFA is probably going to sell really well. So your sports ball is covered. Should I mention Sonic Forces? Does fleshy Joker Sonic deserve a shout out? Sure, why not? Sonic Forces will also be there to look to not be a complete disappointment as a follow-up to Sonic Mania. You've got the Resident Evil Revelations games coming. To me, as a big fan of the Resident Evil series and a big Nintendo fan, it just makes me happy that the original home of Resident Evil 4 and the Resident Evil 1 remake is once again going to be home to this franchise, but I would have preferred, obviously, Resident Evil 7. Let's do it, Capcom. And of course, tying it all together, the man you can always trust to move a few million systems, Mario Odyssey releasing with its own bundle in October. I feel comfortable saying this bundle is going to fly off the shelves, and Odyssey will likely be another Game of the Year candidate, another exclusive Game of the Year candidate, of course. And to reiterate, sure, not everything here is a brand new AAA exclusive. There's a lot of ports, but even those, they work in multiple ways. With the Nintendo ones, I get it, even though I kind of bash them. I understand that many people didn't buy the Wii U, and a lot more people are buying the Switch, so to all those people who didn't buy both, these are basically new games. And with some of the older ports, that, Xbox 360, PS3 era stuff that I've also critiqued heavily, people haven't had a chance to play these things on Nintendo hardware, and the portability offered by the Switch kind of gives them new life. And probably more importantly for a lot of these developers, as I've said time and time again, it's a way to test the waters. I think especially again this holiday with so many of these various types of releases, I think not only the developers making these games, but even outside developers are going to be watching how all these games perform, and they're going to be using those numbers to kind of gauge what kind of games they should be bringing to the Switch. I think this holiday is going to be very important in terms of how third parties continue to support the Switch down the line. But even for the big new stuff, I think Nintendo did a fine job with the Switch in year one. I mean, a new Zelda and a new 3D Mario for home console in the same year is nothing to scoff at. I know a lot of people hated on Hyrule Warriors, and I know some of you still do, but many came around for the Musou title, including myself. I don't know if I've mentioned it on here, but I did actually enjoy Hyrule Warriors. Was it perfect? No. Was it as good as really any mainline Zelda entry? Of course not. But how many games really are? It was fun being able to control mainstays of the series and just mow down enemies. It was dumb fun, and I'm on board for the Fire Emblem game. And do not sleep on Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That game is going to kill it with the JRPG fans, I'm sure. Xenoblade 1 turned into a massive cult hit, and X was probably my favorite non-Nintendo developed title for the Wii U. It's going to be sweet. And the best part, this is just 2017. The Switch's first year. Everything I've talked about here, unless I clarified otherwise, will be here by year's end. Oh, what about 2018? Well, we've gotten teases for stuff like Kirby, Yoshi. That new Square Enix game was just shown off that looked incredibly sick. If you haven't... Damn it, I'm going to look... What was that name? It had a weird name, Project something. Project Octopath. If you haven't checked that out, what they showed at the Nintendo Direct, I highly recommend you do. And I believe the demo is definitely by the time you're watching this, the demo for it's live on the Switch. So if you got a Switch, you can go check it out. And if Nintendo's current claims, I'm not going to put too much faith into it, but this is what they've said, that supposedly Metroid Prime 4 and that new Pokemon title are both scheduled to be released in 2018. If that ends up being true, 2018 could be a much bigger year than 2017. And with that, this video is a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on how the Switch is looking as we head into the holidays in the comments. Do you think there's a gaming crowd still yet to be addressed on the Switch? Is there, an audience that still can't find something to play? Oh, there's no Smash Brothers! No, like types of games. Of course, certain games aren't there. Come on. As always, I'm John Zacari, and thanks for watching.